Welcome to the Mindset Mile podcast, the show that'll leave you empowered to take action towards becoming the turned up version of your already awesome self. I'm your host, Aisha Zaza, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's go. Hello, my friend, and welcome back to another episode of the Mindset Mile podcast. And happy June. We are officially into the halfway point of the year, which for me, this year feels like it's gone by slow and fast all at the same time. But we're catching a stride around here and things are feeling real good. So I'm hoping that you're doing well, you're excited for summer. I can't wait to see you out there walking all of your beautiful mindset miles in the summer sunshine. Please don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Aisha Zaza and hashtag Mindset Mile. All right, I'm going to start out with today's Ask Aisha, and I'm going to dive right in. The question of the week is, what are 3 adult things you're proud to excel at and 3 things you feel like are a mess? Love this question. My first one that I'm proud to excel at is cooking. My mom cooked, but I was never in the kitchen with her growing up. Like, I wouldn't say that I learned to cook growing up. It was definitely more of a self-taught thing. So I feel like over the years, I have perfected the art of making things on a whim and really going for like the kitchen sink. I'm good at throwing meals together when I want to clean out all of my veggies and my meat or whatever is in the fridge. But I also really enjoy making yummy recipes. So cooking is one thing I think I'm pretty good at for an adult task. Number 2, I think I'm very good and I'm proud of making my physical and mental wellness a priority. And then the third adult task I think I excel at is making my bed every day. I don't think I do that well. I do that well because every day my bed is made without fail. 3 things that I think are a hot mess. These are a little embarrassing to put out there, but here we go. The first one, I tend to put off paying kind of like important things like parking tickets, or putting things off like making appointments, like doctor's appointments, or even sometimes putting off opening emails. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. There's something that just feels too adultish about all of these things for me to do with urgency sometimes. The second is I'm pretty bad at deciding things to hang on my walls. So fortunately, it's been a while since I've moved and had to figure out walls, and our house is actually pretty small and most of the walls have big windows on them. So in this house, it wasn't quite a daunting task, but I do feel like I take forever to decide on what's going on my walls. And then the third thing I feel like I'm kind of just mediocre at is washing my car or getting it washed. I will drive around with a pretty dirty car. And I have a nice looking car. I mean, it's not like the best car in the world or anything, but like I should take a little bit more pride in my car. So those are the 3 adult things that I probably am not A+ing. So that was that. If you want to send me an Ask Aisha question, you can do so via DM on Instagram, or you can email me at aisha@themindsetmile.com. And I've got a running list going of things I'm going to answer every week. And I try to keep it short, but this is just a fun way for us to just, rub elbows and get to know each other a little better. This episode is sponsored by Betterhelp. As a mom of 2, small business owner, and self-proclaimed go-getter, the time I spend focusing my attention and energy outward far outweighs the time I have to myself, which I know we can all relate to. But filling your own cup is vital if you want to be able to fill up others. I'm a big advocate for therapy for many reasons, including the tools you can learn to find more balance in your life so that you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/mindsetmile to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/mindsetmile. Did you know that stretching can help people with chronic pain issues they never thought would go away? Like pain in their lower back or feet where plantar fasciitis can happen? The problem is that stretching requires more time than just a few seconds or minutes, and ropes or bands won't pull your toes down and back the way a stretch therapist does for a more effective stretch up the entire leg. I've found the solution, and let me tell you, it's a game changer. I've been using the Flexx. It's a patented device that allows you to hold a grip-weighted aluminum bar with your foot in a specifically designed foot hammock that pulls your toes into complete dorsiflexion, which allows your entire leg and glutes to get stretched at the exact same time. It feels amazing. This device is like WD-40 for your achy bones and tight muscles, let me tell you. It has sold out 7 times since launching in 2021, and they don't do sales, but I got us a code for our community. So take advantage and get yourself one by going to castleflex.com. That's Castle, like CASTLE, and Flex with 2 X's, FLEXX, castleflex.com, and use code MILE10 for 10% off. Your body will thank you. All right, let's dive into today's topic of what to do with negative thoughts. So I get a lot of listeners who message me saying that they love the show and it's been so helpful to them, but that they still struggle with negative thoughts to creep back in no matter what they do. So here's the thing about mindset and our thoughts. No matter what you do or how successful you become or how much weight you lose or how happy you are, as long as you're a human being breathing on this planet, negative thoughts are just a part of the human experience. And as much as I want to help you build better habits in your life that will contribute to an overall increase in your confidence and with your emotional intelligence and your self-awareness, there truly is no podcast or book or person that can eliminate your negative thoughts altogether. In fact, that's not the purpose of my podcast at all. My bigger wish really through this podcast is that you understand that negative thoughts are okay to have and that they will always be there. But instead of believing them or acting on them, you learn to make space for them, and that you learn that they can be a passenger in the car, but just because they start speaking up doesn't mean they need to take the wheel. You can still be in the driver's seats while your thoughts are in the car. But really, we want to learn to just keep them in the back seat. Without getting entirely like sciencey, what thoughts are merely micro vibrations we feel throughout our body. That's it. And I hope that when saying it like this, when you really think about it down to this basic truth, that it becomes easier to logically understand that our thoughts can only hurt us if we let them. We cannot be hurt by tiny vibrations in our body. And I'm not trying to minimize big feelings, but when it comes to destructive and negative thoughts we have, particularly about ourselves, the truth often does not lie in those thoughts. So back to my car analogy, I want you to picture this. You get in the car, you're excited and you're pumped up about this new idea that you have or this new business that you want to start. And you put the pedal to the metal, right? And you take off because you're so excited and the energy of what's coming is giving you this rush of adrenaline. And we are speaking about a metaphorical car, okay? I'm not saying get in your car and like rush down the road in excitement. But shortly after you take off, you start thinking about that one comment you heard someone say that planted a seed of doubt, right? You hear that voice that starts to say, well, there's a good chance this may not work. Or knowing you'll probably quit after a couple months anyways. Or you've tried this before and it doesn't work. Who do you think you are to get into real estate when you can't even respond to emails? right? Like those little jabs that make you think twice about what you're doing, about the confidence you have in yourself to follow through. Fear and doubt, they will always be a passenger when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. They exist just like anything exists. Let them be. You don't need to like them. You don't need to agree with them. And the sooner you can learn to just look the other way, the less uncomfortable they're going to feel. Because here's the truth. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. Going the extra mile feels uncomfortable and sometimes lonely and very unsure. But it's called the extra mile because most people don't take it. There are fewer people there. There's fewer people taking risks. There's fewer people working consistently that are betting on themselves. But that is where the good stuff is, the extra mile. So when you hear your brain start to trash talk you and wear at your confidence, say out loud what you want to affirm instead. Affirmations, as we know, are powerful, and saying them out loud actually gives them even more power because your brain can hear you speaking, right? It's not a thought. You've spoken it into existence when you say it out loud, and your brain is going to believe what you tell it and what it hears, just like it believes the negative thoughts you have. You have convinced yourself of negative thoughts that aren't true. So you're going to cut off that negative thought loop by replacing it with a thought that serves you. Something like, I am confident in my ability to pivot and make necessary change to make things work. Or, I am an honest and trustworthy person, and that's why people want to give me their business. Speak to your negative thoughts the way a friend would if they were things that you were saying out loud to them. And listen, it's not something you do once and expect your mindset to change. It's literally something you need to do every time you start to believe irrational, negative thoughts about yourself. Your positive self-talk is always available to you. It just takes practice to strengthen that muscle so that it starts becoming almost involuntary instead of such a fight to speak positively over yourself instead of negatively. The mental gym works just like the real gym. It doesn't work if you go twice a month, but a little bit every day adds up to a lot. I hope this episode served you big, my friend. Please share it on social media. Be sure to tag me at #AishaZaza, #TheMindsetMile, and send this to a friend that needs this message. I cannot wait to see you next week. And until then, make it a great day. Are you interested in launching a podcast but don't know where to start? My team at Upstarter Pods can help you at every step of the way with a support team, strategy sessions, live recording assistance, and customizable plans. If this has been on your heart for a while, I want to encourage you to contact Chase at Upstarter Pods to just get some more information. He's absolutely fantastic. You can contact Chase directly at chase@upstarterpods.com or on Instagram at upstarterpods to set up a free discovery call and to get more information. All the links and contact info are below in the show notes.